it's Sharon Armstrong, and I have got to share this with you guys. I have fallen in love with a new product in the Occasions catalog called Brusho, and it is so much fun. I want to show you how to make this card, and I want to also show you a different version that I did, and I will explain the differences at the end of the video. First, I'm using the shimmery white cardstock. You could use watercolor paper if you want, but I love the shimmery white. It's just so pretty and shimmery. Oh, like my nails. Anyway, it's just very pretty. The Brusho comes in a little box, and I want to give you a tip that I learned at On Stage. First, I got to get the box open. This Brusho is a very, very, very fine powder, and they recommended that we take our paper piercer and poke the holes, and I just kind of did that to give me more like a salt and pepper shaker kind of a dispenser. And there are 5 colors. One is called Prussian Blue, one is yellow, moss green, gamboge, which is an orange, and then we have the brilliant red. So 5 colors. They don't match the Stampin' Up! Colors. However, I figured out that you can choose one of our colors of cardstock that coordinates with it, and it works beautifully. So, all right, so let's get started. First, I'm going to take, and I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of each of the colors. It uses such a little amount. It's amazing. That's it. That's all you use. All right, so next I'm going to take a water bottle, and I've just used one of the old Stampin' Mist bottles, and I have this in my craft room, and I just put water in it. So I'm going to spritz about 5 times, and then I'm going to let that completely dry. If you don't let it completely dry, you'll have issues. You'll notice that my cardstock is curling, and when it does that, some of the color kind of pools, and I just take another paper towel and just kind of blot those big globs. Something else I noticed too, if I don't spritz enough water on there, the Brusho doesn't all get activated, and it can be still dry when you like rub your hand across the card. So I keep my paper towel, and afterwards when it's all dry, I just rub the cardstock and make sure that I've gotten all of the Brusho remnants off. All right, so we're gonna let that dry. Okay, our cardstock's all dry, and the stamp set that I'm using is called Beautiful Day, and it also is available in the Occasions 2018 catalog from Stampin' Up! If you do not have a copy of this, I would love to send you one for free. You can message me through the YouTube channel. It's really a fun catalog, and there's lots of obviously new products in there. This to me looks so artistic. I mean, it's like watercolor with ease. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just so pretty. And I've done lots of other cards with it, and you can check those out on my blog. I'll be posting those the first part of January 2018 and the end of 2017 in December. So anyway, these are just really, really gorgeous colors. I'm using the butterfly stamp, and I told you at the beginning of the video that I was going to show you the differences. I'm going to be embossing after I colored. This card I embossed first, and you can tell by the butterflies, I like the more bolder butterfly than the more subdued. But you can do it either way, whatever preference you prefer. All right. I like to ink up my big stamps upside down. That way I make sure that I got it all good and inked up. I did not use my embossing buddy on here yet, so let's do that real quick. We use the embossing buddy so that our extra white powder doesn't stick where we don't want it to. Making sure I got my ink into the cardstock. Pour some embossing powder on. Tap that off. And now you want to heat set. You want to make sure that you heat set the butterfly completely so that all of the white is very shiny. I found with the beautiful watercolor background, sometimes it's a little bit hard to make sure it's all heat embossed. So just kind of tip it and look in the light and make sure that it's all shiny. So here we go. You'll notice that my card is curled, okay? Cardstock is really easy to work with. It's not as fragile as you think it might be. So I'm just using my fingers. The cardstock is still heated from the heat tool, and I'm just kind of massaging it with my fingers a little bit just to kind of get some of that curl out. I do prefer to use the Fast Fuse adhesive to mount this to my card. I have my Night of Navy. I just picked a blue that matched the color of the Prussian blue. I think that's how you pronounce that. And then I'm just going to use the Fast Fuse. And when I put the Fast Fuse on, because my paper is curled, I want to make sure that I cover it from edge to edge. To help keep it flat. The watercolor paper curls as well, but the watercolor paper is stiffer. And because this is not as stiff of a paper, I prefer to take another piece of Whisper White and mount it on there just to give it some more stability. Kind of hard to see over the camera. Remember I told you that if you don't activate the Brusho as much, you do get some residue, and I could feel the grit. So I'm going to grab my paper towel. And you can just still see a little bit. It's not bad, but you don't want that on your fingers. So now I'm ready to mount this on my Night of Navy card base. When you use the Fast Fuse, give it a little flick at the end of the run so that it breaks that very strong adhesive. I already have stamped the sentiment, Always Thinking of You, and I snipped it with the triple banner punch that Stampin' Up sells, and turned it into a little banner tail. I've added some dimensionals on the back. Going to add that right there. And there is my card. So pretty, so pretty. Let me show you some other cards that I've done. This one I used the yellow, the gamboge, and the brilliant red, and the shimmery white cardstock. Again, I know you can't see the shimmer on the video, but it's there, I promise. It just adds more elegance to the card. Here's another one I did, switching up the stamp set a bit using the dragonfly. And I believe this is from the Bold Butterfly stamp set. I will have that information on my blog, but this one I used all of the colors. I was like, let's see what it looks like with all of them. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out my blog and have fun with some Brusho.